that I want to add it. Right now, suppose this is my door. From the door, who enters into that room, then that address will be pushed into the address location. So that's what I am doing it now. So message dot sender who calls this add address, so that address will be pushed. So how to push that value, what I'm doing here is that the name of the array variable dot push, and who called that one. Right now that is only we have discussed. So message dot sender, right now that we have done it. That is in order to add an address. Right now I have written a function get addresses, which it means that how many addresses I have pushed into the memory, so that I want to retrieve it. For that reason I have given that one get addresses, and I want to print it as a length of the addresses, which means how many addresses I have pushed into the add addresses. So in order to get that one, I have written it as an add address array dot length. So I'm printing the all the addresses and as well as the length of the how many addresses are there. So I'm getting those things by using the get addresses. Next, I have done it as a get address at particular location. So I suppose if I'm pushing the 4 addresses or 5 addresses, if I'm giving the particular index location, on that location what's the address it is located, uh, that I can get it as a by using get addresses set. Right, so these are the 3 functions which I have written by using the dynamic array concept. So to understand, right. So what I'm doing here, first of all, I'm deploying this contract by using the 583, right? So I'm deploying it, deployed, right, successfully, right, done. Now what I want to do here is that, now suppose if I want to get the addresses, nothing is there right now. Nothing is there right now, it's an empty, right? So nobody called that add addresses right now. Now what I'm doing here is that now I'm calling the add address, add address. Right now who is calling this one? 5b3 right now. So now I'm calling this one. Now done, which it means that, so I called this address by using the 583, so that 583 address will be stored, maintained in the message dot sender. That address will be pushed into the array index location of 0. So we will write here. So in the 0th location, we have a, in the 0th location, we have a 5b3, right? In the next, what I will do it, I will change the address. So now what I'm doing here, that AB8. So by using the AB8, again what I'm doing here, so I'm calling it as the add address, right? Now it's done. So which it means that in the first location I have stored A, B, 8. Right, next. In the next location, we'll insert some of the addresses. In the next location, suppose I'm taking it as a 787, right? I'm inserting that one. Add addresses, yes, address added. So in the second location, I have added. So in the second location, I have added 787, right? So totally I have inserted 3 addresses have pushed into the address. 0th location I'm having the 583 address, and first location I'm having the AB8 address, and in the second location I'm having the 787 address. Right now I'm using the get addresses, so that whenever I'm using the get addresses, if I call the get addresses, what it will give the address array total 3 addresses list, and as well as the length is a 3 right now. So now I'm clicking this one, yes, these are the 3 addresses, and the total number of addresses we pushed into the dynamic array is a 3. Right, now suppose if I want to know what is the first location, what address is there in the first location, that will check it. Right, in the first location I'm having the AB8, right now. So like this way we can do it by using the uh, um, what we're going to say, we can write the program by using the addresses, right? Next, what I want to do here is that now the next concept is mapping. So those who know about the Python language, key value, you know that, right? So the same thing we are going to apply it in the mappings also. What does it mean? The meaning of that one is that whenever we are talking about the mapping, it will map a key value pair. So which it means that the key can be anything and the value can be anything. In what situation it will be useful means that now I'm having a registration number, my bike registration number or car registration number, so that the registration number is belongs to me, right? So this is my key, and the value is having the RAM, right now. Now suppose if I'm talking about the like other number is linked with a name, right? And suppose we'll think in a reverse direction, right? Ram having multiple bank accounts, that also they can find it right now by using the PAN number. Right now the RAM is having the multiple values, so this is also possible right now. So this type of scenarios, all things we are talking with respect to key value pair. So that concept what we called in the Solidity is a mapping. You are mapping a key value, right? So for that reason we are taking directly an example. Right. So what I have done here is that I have mapped with the address. I think so that it is not having that one, right? It is not the full length program. I think so that I will check once. Okay. So what I have done here is that I have mentioned as an address, that is particular address and how much value is having it. This is a realistic scenario in the cryptocurrency they are implementing it. Which address having holds how many cryptocurrencies, that what the relationship between the mapping. So address with respect to the value, some value it is having it, right? So here by using the update function, I'm passing some number that will be assigned to that particular number. Why? Because here I'm representing the address. So message dot sender who invoked this concept, this value, so the new balance will be assigned to that particular balance, right? So how I can define the mapping means that I should use that mapping keyword, and after that we have to use that what data, what key you are using it, what number what value you are using it. So these two things I have to use it, and I have defined it as a public, and I have named it as a that mapping as a balances, right? So now I'm deploying this contract. Now deployed. Now here I want to give some value, right? Suppose I want to give it like a 25. So who is there right now in the account? 787 is there. So 787 holds that address, holds that value. Right now I'm getting that update. Right, it was executed. Now what is the balance of that one? Now if you check this one, right, you will get that the result of that balance. Why? Because here we are not written that the balances here. Suppose if I am writing it here, so that you will get that value, right? So that is also possible. So like this way you can get the balances of that particular value also is possible. So you can assign the value and you can retrieve the balance also in the particular location. So what do I do? Right. So that is about the mapping. Structures we have finished it. In the similar way we can write the control structures, any control structures also. So I don't want to getting bored for you. Like we know all these things, control structures and all these things we can run as usual, right? So in also we have a while loop and all these things we have discussed. No need to right now. You know very well. So that might be the syntactically there might be a differences, but logically there is no difference at all. So I'm not going to touch these things. Break and continue is there. Everything is there. So the functionality is the same. Now, even I can write the inheritance also, right? So whenever you want to write an inheritance concept, that also you can define it. So we'll see one inheritance concept. Why? Because you know very well about the inheritance concept. So for technically to observe the differences between these things, so we will see that inheritance concept once. Right. I have taken as a contract parent, same as the things. Uint I have defined as an internal. There are different definitions are there that I will cover it in the later part. Uh, and then I'm defining as a simple int. I have defined a function name called as an set value, and I'm passing that value to the set value, and I have assigned to the simple int. That's it. So in the contract child, so whenever you are deriving it from the parent, then you have to write it as a is keyword. You have to use it and the parent. So where you are deriving this child. So that only I have defined it, and I have taken as a boolean simple bool like that way. Now whenever you want to get the value, so this is not required. Right, this right. So I want to get the value right by using that one. So you are getting that value where you have set the you have set the value by using the parent function, but where you are getting the value, you are getting the value from the child function. We know that the visibility kind of things and all these things, you know that. So there you are getting it, so there is no issue at all. Now I'm executing this one, deployed. So there I'm doing it, I'm setting the value, suppose 125. Suppose I'm giving the value, set value, value was set. Now get value is, now set value is a function of the parent. Now please observe this one more point. You are executing the child contract, but because two contracts you can visualize it right now. So whenever I'm deploying my child contract, then set value also visible, but set value is belongs to the parent, right? And get value also visible, get value is belongs to the child. So you are using the set value because even though it is a parent class, we know that it was inherited to the child, so that you are visible. And you have got this one, you are clicking the get value, then you got the value. now now this is a child, what we call as a child class. Suppose I'm clearing these things. Now I'm deploying a contract of the parent, suppose. Now what happens? Only this part will be visualized, which it means that set value will be visible. We know that the child won't be visible, right? So that if I click that one and if I click this one, then you are going to visualize only the set value, not the get value, because you are in the parent. You have deployed the parent contract so that you are not able to see that set value. So that is the difficulty. Right. So that we have done it. So like this way you can write it as a multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, and all these things also. There is no issue at all. By the way, I will forward this document. There is no problem at all. Even you can do the function overloading also. There is no issue at all. So I will directly take that example. So no, don't feel otherwise, sir. You know the concept. So because of that reason only, I'm little bit rushing up, because no, you are knowing that all the object oriented programming concepts. So that I don't want to waste your valuable time to. So I have written a overloading sample. I have written it as a programming right now. Here I have defined a sample function, right, and named it as a sample func, and I have given it as a name a. So I have assigned it. Now, what is the meaning of function overloading? Which it means that you want to use the same name for the multiple times, right now. So there, what I am doing it here is that I'm passing the different values. So if I'm talking about the uint, then I have written it as a uint for function. Next time I have called as an uint 8, uint 16. If you want uint 32 is there, uint 64 is there. Those all things you can assign it, no problem. So that all the three functions, it is possible. You can write it like this way. So in this manner you can overload the functions by using the overloading concept is possible. Right now, I think so that creating contract is not necessary. But the next thing is that what I want to visibility specifiers, I will specify it. Why? Because right now we all are using that different visibility specifiers right now. So I have used sometimes is a public, and sometimes you have seen that internal I have used it. Sometimes I have not used right now. So the meaning of public means that it visible to all the persons is possible. Whereas if I am talking about any variable or a function, if I define it as an private, then only in this particular contract, here all means that for this contract, for the outside the contract and derived contracts, all the persons it will be visualized. That is what we called as a public. Whereas the private means that only this contract, it can't be visualize in the derived contract and as well as the public contract. So what is called as other contracts also, it is not possible. So that is what we called as a private. Whereas the internal means that only this contract and the contracts deriving from it. Because of that reason only, we have defined a variable. Now whatever the program we have written, the uh, uh, inheritance concept, that there I have used the variable name as internal, because the internal I can use the visibility mode, I can use internal, because it's only this contract. In the parent contract, it is visualizing it, and the contract which is deriving from it can be visualize it. So this is the 2 points right now. So which it means that publicly it is not available. That is the internal. Now the next is an external. So it cannot be accessed internally, which it means that internal contract it cannot be used if I am defining any variable as a as a external, but it can be accessed in the external. So outside this contract only this variable can be utilized. That is what we called as an external, right? So these are the four different visuality modes are there. Wherever we require it, according to that point, we can use the any type of visibility modes. There is no issue at all, right? And one more point I have to specify it. So next is a pure and view. Right now, so sometimes I have used the pure and sometimes I have used the view. Right now, so what is the meaning of this thing is that view can be for the visualization purpose. Whenever you suppose when I declare the program, if you observe those things, sometimes I have used pure and sometimes I have used view. Suppose generally when I am writing a function, write a function, suppose sample, if I'm writing it, then something I'm passing it here, then I'm writing it as a public. Then I used to write, suppose if I'm passing the only the variable like a getter, if I'm writing it, I'm stopping it here right now in the second iteration time of time. Right now, next I can write the function like a function, suppose output something like that way. Then I'm talking with respect to that view. Right now, view returns something, I'm using it. So whenever you are returning something, at that time you are going to use the view in the simple words. Whereas where I have used the pure, I have deployed a first contract. At that time I have used that pure, which it means that a pure is doing that both the things. Which it means that when you are want to insert into the data into the blockchain, and when you want to retrieve the data from the blockchain, in the both the occasions you are using the pure. So in these particular scenarios, you are going to use the pure and view, right? So, so that's about the all the concepts which is related to the solidity. So that I'm stopping the solidity concepts here, right? I'm going to start the concepts where okay. I'm not going to close this one. I'm going to stay back here. Now, what is our next step? Now, since then, since whatever the topics we are discussing it, what we are doing it by taking a online editor, I have written a program and I am checking myself that whether the program is correct or not. That's good. But what is the realistic scenario? If I want to deploy it in the in the public way, if I want to deploy it in the public way, then how I can do it? So that is our key point right now, right? So whenever I want to deploy a contract in the blockchain, then how I can do it? So if I want to deploy a contract in the blockchain, so far I have run my solidity program. I have written my solidity program here, right? This solidity program I have deployed it here and I have checked the output also in this place only. Now this I want to make it into the blockchain. This in the Ethereum. In order to deploy your contract into the blockchain, majorly I am talking about the Ethereum. Ethereum, we are discussing about the Ethereum, so that I'm talking about the Ethereum. If you want to deploy a smart contract into the Ethereum blockchain network, then there should you require a wallet. You require a wallet. So how you are going to get this wallet means that by using a MetaMask. So by using the MetaMask, we are going to deploy a wallet. So, so MetaMask is a Chrome extension wallet. It's a Chrome extension wallet. So which you can use it for the deployment of anything. Yeah, if you want to store any values inside that one, also it is possible. There is no issue at all. But so it's a purely for the Chrome extension wallet we are going to use it. Now, anybody is there, sir, uh, doing along with me or something like that way, right? So if you wish to like uh, use that MetaMask, this is my MetaMask Chrome extension, right? Right. So how we can install it, that I will tell you. Right. In the Google, directly type it as a MetaMask for Chrome, so that you can download it. This one. So it's already there in my my extension, so that it is not giving for me right now. Install it, and then when you are installing it, first of all, it will ask you that password. First of all, it will ask you the password. So if you are giving the password, then after that it will give you a phrase. It will give you a phrase. So which it means that it is a 16 word phrase. It will give it to you, and copy that one. Copy that phrase and store it in notepad or something like that way, right? And the same sequence, whatever the sequence of words are there in the phrase, in that way you have to select in MetaMask. It will give that box like this way. So in this box it will all have that names. All the 16 names will be available, right? And this one by one you have to select it in the same order, what the order we have got the phrase. Then click the submit button. Then if this is we are giving in the correct way, then it is okay, right? Then you are going to looking like my screen, like this is my MetaMask. You can see it like this way, right? Now, so you may not have any account here, money here, but you won't be here. It will be displayed like this way for you, right? Because now this is an Ethereum main network, which it means that, so with the original Ethereum network. Now, whatever the programs we are practicing it, we are not able to deploy it in the Ethereum original network right now, because I have to pay something right now. So those who are deploying it, even in our regular case also, whenever we want to deploy our contract, our constructed contract, that also till the finalization of the contract, we are not going to deploy that contract in the Ethereum mainnet, because we have to pay something. Because of that reason, we have an option called as a, there are various test networks are there. These all test networks will work similar to Ethereum main network. There is no difference. So that whatever the practice or whatever the programs we are writing in the industry, those all things we are testing with respect to the Robson test network, how it is working. If everything is goes well, then that program we can deploy it in the Ethereum main network. So that is the usual scenario what happens in the real case. So that now I'm not using Ethereum main network, I'm using any one of these test network. Okay, I'm very good user of Robster, so that I'm using the Robster. So so I'm having some ethers in my account, right? These are not original ethers. These all are a free use, a free ethers, which is for doing our regular work. Why? Because whenever I want to deploy this contract, then definitely I have to pay something, right now. So as a transaction fees. So for that reason, I got this one. How you got the, how you will get this one means that, now click the buy, click the buy in the option. Please see this, you should be in your option, and you have in this position, you might be seeing this, this is a zero for you, right? Now click this buy, right? And come down, there is a get either, right? It will open the next page, and you click this request one ether from faucet multiple times, which it means that for each click it will give one ether. So that suppose I'm clicking the 5 or 6 times. So once if I'm having some ethers in my account, generally it won't give for me, right? See here. So this is the transaction, it is showing it to me. Error. What is the error? User is greedy already. You has too much ether. So I'm having some ether in my account. Because of that reason, MetaMask is not, sorry, Robston is not providing me some ethers for doing my process, right? Anyway, I'm having it, so that no problem. Now, so like this way we can do it. Now what is this send? Suppose if you are having any account, then I can transfer some funds from my account to your account directly. That is the decentralization right now. So that is a decentration. Now I'm here, right? Now Kadis are in his own place. Now from my account, I am transferring some amount from my account to his account directly. It's possible. There is no central authority like a bank. Now, if I want to if I want to do the same thing by using the bank, now bank will verify it, right? Now, whether he is having the sufficient funds or not, everything bank will verify it. But here there is no need. Why? Because so this is a decentralized network. That what we are doing it. And one more point we have to observe is that these are EOAs. Yesterday we have discussed about the EOAs, right? Now, externally owned account, which it means that so I'm having my externally owned account. Now, whatever I'm doing it in the Robston, I'm having it by through MetaMask. I'm having some address, right? Now, so that is my externally owned account. And the similarly, Kadir sir is also having a externally owned account, right? Now, so from my account to externally owned another externally owned account, what I can do it externally, we have discussed it, it's a value transfer. So which it means that I can transfer some ethers from my account to Kadir sir account is possible. So that's what we are talking about, EOA to EOA transfer, right? Now sirs, now that we have done it, now that we will go to the position. So, so if I want to transmit it, now send, I'm clicking it. Now suppose if I want to send that Kadir sir, then what I have to do? I have to ask that Kadir sir that sir give your address. Where is the address? That we will check. Where is the address? This is my address. Now I'm copying it. So my account address was copied. Now I'm pasting it in the notepad. Now this is my account address based on the MetaMask. This is my address, right? Nice. Now, so like this way, I will take the Kadir sir's address. I will paste it here. Then I will make it as a payment. It will ask me that send. Then I will send it. Then I can transfer some ethers from my account to Kadir sir account. Is possible, right? So like this way we can transfer some account from one to one to another person by using an EOA. That concept what we know that it is a EOA to EOA transfer. So yesterday that the same thing we have discussed it, right? Now what is our concept right now? So I'm having the account and I'm having the address is there, I'm having some funds are there. Now how I can deploy my contract by using this MetaMask address, right? Now for this reason what I will do, I won't take this much of bigger program, right? I'm taking a smaller program. Right, I'm taking this program. Right, this we have done already, right? Now by using the constructors we have set the values for a, and then after that we have done it for the verification that we have done, right? Now the same program I'm taking it now so that how I have to deploy these contracts. That is the key thing for us right now. Right now, how I can do it means that so verification all done. What I have informed you when I discussed in the morning about the environment. Right now, still now we are in the JavaScript VM. Now what I have to do? Now I have to change it to injected Web3. Right, by using the injected Web3, I can push this transaction, I can push this contract into the blockchain. Now, what does it mean? By using my EOA, externally owned account, I am pushing to the contract account. That's what I am doing it right now. Now, please observe carefully. Please observe carefully. Now I'm deploying it. Now deploy. But I will check. Right. Now, now it was set. What happens also that I will tell you. Right. Now I have deployed it. Now what happens? It is asking me the payment option. Why? Because whenever I am deploying it a contract by using the MetaMask, I have to pay something right now. So otherwise it is not going to take that one. So now what I'm doing, I'm paying something. I'm paying something, right? Some amount I'm paying it. So for the purpose of the gas fees, transaction fees, right? So I'm paying like a 0.000107. I'm paying it ethers. I'm paying it for deploying of this contract. Now I'm confirming it. Please observe, sir. I'm confirming it. Done. It was confirmed. Now let I will check this one. This is the link is there right now. Now what I will do, I'm opening this copy the link address. I'm pasting it here. What it will be happening it that we will check it. Not required. I'm clicking directly this one. So here we can see that this is not the ether scan which I have shown to you earlier. This is not that ether scan, but this is the ether scan of the Robston network. You can observe it here. So this is the Robston test network ether scan, which whatever the same thing we are seeing it in the etherscan.io in the previous occasion, the same way here also we can see it. So my transaction is success right now. Right now, my deployed contract is here. Right now, what I have to do, I have to set the values. Right now, I have to set the values. Wow. Now I am setting the values. What I have to give? I have to give the two numbers, right? 25, comma, suppose 58. I'm giving it. Now I am setting the values. Now again, it is asking me money. Why? Why? Because whenever we are setting the values, then we have to pay something, right? So that only we have discussed it. Whenever we are paying something, that definitely we have to pay it. So because of that reason, we are paying some money for setting the values, right? Again, I'm giving the value, I'm giving the confirmation, right? So now I'm paying it. Now we will check this one. This is the previous transaction of mine, right? So if I see this one, right, it is giving me a transaction hash. Then the status of my transaction is success right now. Now the block, it was stored in this so and so block at what time? 1 minute ago. Who is the address? What is the address? This is the from address. Is it right? Now let we will check. It is showing me that this is my address, right? But I will check it this one. Is it my address or not? Yes. Where is this address, Andy? Where is this address? That only I have copied from the my MetaMask right now. Where I have copied that address, from here I copied it right now. So both are same, which it means that my address, whatever the address I'm having it, that from address right now, I have deployed that contract. So my address was stored. Now what is this one? This is showing the other thing. It is contract. It is showing me as a contract. If I'm sending to some other person, then it won't show me like this way, right? It is showing me something like this way right now. I will call it as a contract creation right now, created like that way it is showing me, right? That also I will copy it here. Sorry, that also I'm copying it here. What is this one? So I have created the contract right now. Because of that reason, this is a contract account. So yesterday we have discussed that there are two different types of accounts are there. This is my UOA right now, and this is my contract account. So from EOA to contract account we have deployed it right now. That only we have discussed in the yesterday's class, right? So this is my address and this is my contract address. Now like this way I have deployed several number of contracts. Let I will check it. I will show it to you, right? Now control V, suppose I'm talking about the, I'm asking that Robston that what the transaction has made by this account, that I want to know, that I will check it, right? Now I'm having the balance is 9.0.977. Is it right? That I will check it, right? Exactly. So it is giving me in the online. This is my Ether account, right? And these are the transactions which I have made from several number of times right now. So if I'm sending these all things I have sent right now, I have sent to some other person. So here if you observe this one, so it is a two address is there. Sometimes it's a contract creation, contract creations, contract creations. This is a value transfer. Like I have taken another example as that I want to transfer, if I want to transfer that my account to another account, then I can do it here, right? That is possible. So these all are contract creations. I have created contract right now. So like this way I can transfer the account from UA to UOA is possible, and I can deploy the contract also. So that's what we have done, right? So So like this way, I can deploy it any contract at any particular time. There is no issue at all. I can do it. So now, so we have done up to this point. That's good. So what we have observed so far is that, so I have written a solidity contract, and I have deployed this contract in the blockchain, in the Ethereum blockchain. This is also possible. This also we have done it. These two things are done it. Now, what is our aim? I want to make it as a DApp. So, what is the DApp? DApp means that decentralized application. Now, how we can develop it? What does it mean? So, decentralized application, we are going to talk about end-to-end application. How I can develop it, right? Now, so in our regular usage of programming knowledge, I'm writing a Java program, and that I have linked with a my database. These things I'm doing it. Is it sufficient? No. Why? Because we require some front end. We require some front end, right? Here also we require some front end, right? We are doing it with this with the front end. Now here we are writing a smart contract and we are deploying it, but this is not sufficient. What we have to do still, I have to write a front end and I have to link with the solidity contract. Then your total end to end solution will be fixed. Now what we will do it for that one, what I am doing here is that I'm writing the front end. We know that the front end can be developed by using the combination of HTML, CSS, and jQuery and JavaScript all together. We can write that front, we can develop the front end. Or maybe the nowadays the people are using that Angular. So by using this one also we can do it. Or somebody is using the React. So this is also possible. Like this way we can do it right now. So the front end can be developed by any one of these things. There is no issue at all, right? So now after this thing, what we require means that we require the Web3 JS. So a Web3 JS is working as a middleware between the front end to the blockchain. See here, I'm talking with respect to directly front end to the blockchain directly. So these two things will be linked. Then how means that now whenever we are seeing this program, whenever we are seeing this program, if you observe carefully, I'm going down here, it is showing me as an ABI. So ABI means that application binary interface. I'm copying this one, right? It was copied. I'm pasting it here, suppose. So this is the ABI of that contract. This is the ABI of that contract. Now, so I'm going to consider this ABI, application binary interface, and as well as this contract account into the consideration. Why? Because why I'm talking about only the contract account means that where you have deployed this contract, that is what I require it. So now what I am doing here is that, yeah, so you have written a solidity contract here, right? Already deployed in the blockchain, so that when you deployed a contract in the blockchain, it has given me a contract address where it was stored in the blockchain, that it has given me. Right now, that I am considering it, this part I am considering it, right? And the second part is that this solidity contract ABI, application binary interface, I am considering it. These two things I am considering it to deploy or to develop my end-to-end solution. There I am taking the with the help of Web3.js. So these two things I am going to place it in the Web3.js. That's it. So then no need of your Solidity smart contract. So deployed your contract in the blockchain is enough. Then after that, not required. Solidity contract is not required. Now, so what skills we require it to do this entire end-to-end process? Means that yes, we require some front-end skills to develop that one, right? And then we have to learn about the Web3.js. Why? Because we have to integrate by using the Web3.js only. And these all things I'm going to deploy it by using a Visual Studio Code. So by using the Visual Studio Code, I'm going to deploy it, because Visual Studio Code, what it will give you an IDE, which you can implement or which you can combine various number of things. So for that reason, I'm using the Visual Studio Code here, right? And moreover, what you require it, whatever the Solidity code you have written it, that you have deployed in the blockchain, that contract address you require it, and after that what you require is an API, application binary interface. So these are the needed things in order to execute from end to end application, or to deploy, to develop an end to end application. Right now, what I will do, I'm going to take that application. So for that reason, what I will do, I'm opening my Visual Studio. Right, so here I'm going to open a contract, something. So I'm taking something bank test, something like that, by example. Right, this is the example. Right, so here what I have this so this is the bank.solve which I have written it right now, some code. Okay, that's not a mind about that one. Right now the needed things what you require is this bank.solve, and this is the index.html. So these things are main.css is included for the index.html. So only these two files are necessary, main.css and index.html. So the remaining all things, whenever you are deploying it, those will be created automatically. Whenever we are running the some steps, it will be created automatically. There is no issue at all, right? So now what I am doing here is that this is the code which I have written it for this one, right? So this part, whatever the part we are seeing it, this part is, so up to this part, Whereas right up to this part is for the HTML code and HTML, CSS, jQuery. Right now, those things only. Now, from this time onwards, I'm writing my code, Web3 code here. So what I am talking about here is that I'm writing it as a type of Web3 is not equal to undefined, which it means that if it is not equal to undefined, then Web3 is equal to, I'm talking about the Web3. Now new Web3 is equal to Web3 dot current provider. Who is the current provider? Now through MetaMask, I am doing the duplication right now. So because of the reason, so the current provider is my the MetaMask provider, and I'm connecting with the HTTP provider as a local host. I'm giving some name right now that I'm assigning it in the current scenario, right? So that's I have done it. Now in my MetaMask, if you observe my MetaMask, I'm having the various accounts. Now this is my one account. Similarly, I'm having the Kumar right now. Like this way, I'm having the ABCD, right? Like this way, I'm having the various accounts are there. I'm having the account one, Kumar, and as well as the ABCD. I'm having the three accounts are there with me, right? So that what I'm going to talk about here is that, so here when I'm talking about the account, which type of account we have to take it. So default, whenever I am taking the in where I am presently available in the suppose ABCD, then that ABCD account address will be considered. So that I am mentioning it here by using the Web3 default address right now. So I'm representing the control console log address and the balance, what the balance it is having it, those two things I'm printing it. Then now what is this, what is this, the bank contract. I'm writing it as a web3 dot eth contract within a square brackets. I'm starting it, I'm writing till this point, right? Till this point. Now what is it? This is the simply up to here, sorry, to here. What is this? Simply my what we call as the API. This only, this part. So I have copied it and pasted it there. So which it means that I am telling to the Web3, okay, consider this whenever you are executing my Web3 JS, then consider this code. So based on this code only, you have to execute my contract. That only I am telling it. That's it. That's it. Right? Then, then now what you have to consider it. Consider the bank contract where that located. This is the API application binary interface you have given it to them. And where is this location that we didn't know right now. So that address I'm giving it here, right? As an what we call as an address location. So this is the address location what I have provided it, where my contact is. Where is that one? That only I have copied it here, right? This is my contract account. So it was given by the whenever you deploy a contract, then automatically the system generated that account, that value to you, when which address it is having it. So that address only I have included here in this place. That's it. So our part is done. Now what I have to do from the front end to back end, the linkage I have done it. So what steps we have to do it. Right. That's it. That's the end of things. Right. It's a so much simple. Even when the students are also doing that project in the full length blockchain project, it is very much easier. Right. So I hope that you understood this point. So I don't want to stop this point at this point. So what I want to talk about here is that I want to give the quickly glance about the hyperledger. So what is the hyperledger? Hyperledger is a private blockchain network. So here, have we seen? Do we have seen any what we call as a systems, nodes, and all these things? No, right now. But whereas if I'm considering the hyperledger, then definitely I have to create the network. This work also we have to do it. So as of now, whatever the discussion we have made it regarding the Ethereum, that only we are bothering about how to write and how to deploy my code. That only we have considered about it right now. But whereas if I am talking with respect to the what we call as the hyperledger, then it is not only the similar to that particular point. Still, what we have to do it, we have to create the network also. So how many nodes you require it, how many nodes you require it, and how many organizations you require it. Why? Because if I'm talking about the what we call as a consortium blockchain, then you require the more number of organizations and more number of nodes, right now. So those all things you are going to, and the moreover the structure is like this way. If I'm talking about the, suppose if I want to draw a three node system, right? Then it will be connected like this way. This is what we call as an orderer. Now this is a suppose node 1, this is node 2, and this is node 3, suppose. Right. So whenever I'm connecting like this way, the orderer is, suppose whenever a transaction is submitted by the node 1, it will be sent to all the nodes. Then that again reback, these nodes will be reback to the orderer. So first of all, here nodes will be verified the transaction, then the transaction will be submitted to the orderer. Orderer will verify again the transaction and then resends the transaction to save in the in their respective systems to update their state. They are going to pass that same data to the other nodes also. So this is the usual scenario. And the moreover here, what the thing we can observe it here is that, so suppose if I'm having a multiple nodes are there, now we can deploy a contract for a multiple nodes, which it means that, suppose in our things, suppose if I'm having a four nodes are there, four nodes are there, so that by connecting all these four nodes, so if I want to share the or if I want to apply a rule for all these four nodes, so I can define a particular rule is possible. Whereas if I want to define only for three nodes, I want to define a separate role or rule, then you can define this in the separate way. So this is what we called as a channel. So which it means that you are establishing the channels for according to the user requirement is possible. So so this is also a possible scenario. So multiple channels also you can deploy it. Now the channels is like a pipe. So in that pipe you can write your own chain code. So what is the meaning of chain code? Chain code means that wherever you want to deploy it, that you can deploy it. So for this channel, you can deploy a separate chain code. Why? Because the rules right now. So whenever we called as a chain code is a rules thing right now. So that you can deploy it here. Whereas if you want to deploy a chain code for these organizations, also you can deploy it here. There is no issue at all. So like this way you can deploy it in the multiple ways. It's possible, right? So still if you have any queries from your side, you can.
Participants, if you are having any queries, kindly post it in the chat box, or you can unmute
So
and ask.
I'm sorry, team. My throat is not good. Actually, otherwise I usually shout like in the class, but unfortunately my voice is not good. Because of the reason, I'm feeling some pain. Because of the reason only, I have a little bit rushed up.
No, sir,
That is
it's
the only
audible
thing.
only, sir.
Right, right. Usually, even myself, I'm not at all feeling happy. Like why? Because that is not my the feel that I can't get that the 100% feel. Okay, that's anyway.
No
Sir,
problem.
if you have any questions from your side, please, sir, so that I can sort out your doubts if there is any queries from your side. Anything about the blockchain, whatever it may be, that one, no issues. even even it is related to the cryptocurrency also, no issues. Even why? Because I'm doing some investment in that point also, so that yes, I can tell you some points also. Right. I'm not in a position to suggest anyone, because of the it's a financial related thing. But anyway, so I can tell some things about the cryptocurrency also, no issues.
Sir, what will be the future of these bitcoins, ethers? Because now they are telling that this amount of bitcoin is so and so million, like this it is going on.
That today currently the Bitcoin cost 30 lakh, ma'am. 30
Ah,
lakh.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
Today,
with those
today,
like this means uh, what will be the future of these things and how we will
in
uh,
in in in
overcome.
in in dollars, this is right now cost you around $37,000
Ah,
right
yes.
now. The market is predicting this going to be a $1 lakh in future,
Mm.
maybe beyond that point also. Why means that simple logic. Only bitcoins are 21 million.
Ah, yes.
It's a limited resources now. So why all the people are mad about the cryptocurrencies? We can't do anything, but why we are mad about the cryptocurrencies means that this limitedness. Now, if Indian government decides to print, suppose 1 lakh crore, they can print it right now. So
Ah,
there is
yes.
no limit for that one. Okay, there is a RBI guidelines are there, based on the liquidity they use it to print those things. Those all things are there. In spite
Yes,
of
sir.
all these things, if they decides to print, suppose 1 lakh crore or 10 lakh crore, they can right
Ah,
now. So
yes.
there is no limit for printing of those currencies. Now, why land cost? Why land cost is more? Why land cost is day by day increasing? Can I
Yes.
get more than this land, whatever we have it in the world? No, it's a limit, right? There
Yes,
is a
sir.
limit for land. Because
Yes.
of that reason only, the land cost is every time it is increasing.
Increasing. Mm.
Right now, suppose if I'm taking it as in even in the village, if I'm asking that before 10 years, that maybe that agricultural land cost, suppose 5 lakhs. Right now they are talking about it's a 20 lakh.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Right now,
Yes.
why
Yes.
why, why it was increased means that because it is a limited. It's a
Limit.
limited. Right now,
Yes.
so the all the cryptocurrencies, whatever they are defining it, all the cryptocurrencies are limited only, and they are working on some work. So to give that the financial transactions, some of the cryptocurrencies are defined it like this way. They have their own standards. They are defining it and they are working on it. So The only the Bitcoin is a only the purely it's a cryptocurrency. Remaining all things today, the worth of one Ethereum is 92,000.
Okay, okay, sir.
92,000 one Bitcoin. Sorry, one Ethereum.
Ethereum.
I have seen in the August 2020, one Ethereum cost 17,000. August 2020, within this 4.5 months,
4 months.
it was it was raised from 17,000 to
92,000.
90,000. Even Bitcoin also at that time I have seen around 6.5 lakh
Okay, okay, sir.
in August in the same month. Now it
Now,
is a
30.
37. Sorry, that is a 30 lakh right now. So almost every cryptocurrency was raised around 4 to 5 percentage. Sorry, 4 to 5 times. I'm talking about.
Yes, yes, yes.
So the future market is not going to be a INR or might be gold. Why? Because in Indians criteria, gold we will see in the concept of investment. Sorry, ornament purpose. But
Yes.
apart from the India, remaining all countries, majority of the countries, gold they will see in a investment purpose only,
Investment. Yes, yes.
right now. So even more than the gold, the cryptocurrency is going to be rule the world, not the INR, not the USD, not any Dubai dinar, nothing.
Ah, yes,
The
yes.
world is going to be ruled by cryptocurrencies within a maybe matter of 5 years.
Okay, okay, sir.
So the future is definitely it's going to be a blockchain world. There is a cryptocurrency world I'm talking about. Why?
Yes.
Because we all are working for the financial side, financial safety only, right now. So
Yes.
why we are learning or why we are doing our work and all these things for earning money. We are not passionate or nothing is there, right? We are doing for money, simple.
Really, really, sir.
So the definitely the cryptocurrency is going to be a it is going to be rule the world. That's a different story, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So still any questions from your side, please team, if you have any queries, please you can raise. Hello.
Participants, if you are having any queries, kindly post it in the chat box or you unmute and ask. No questions from participants.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we
Shall we
wind up,
find
ma'am?
that, sir? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your valuable information. You gave a lot of information to us, sir, yesterday and today. So, um, very thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's my great privilege, ma'am. This is the second occasion you have given me a chance to
Yes,
deliver some content through Wellar College.
yes, sir.
So thank you, participants, for your kind cooperation. It's a pleasure for me to associate with a Wellar College and delivering some useful information for to you all. So in this regard, I would like to thank Kayalvili ma'am and HOD ma'am, the entire CSC department. I know that how much pain you are taking it, uh,
Yes,
like what we call as a you're taking the pain to establish the network and all these things even during the pandemic time period also. So I would like to definitely thank each and every member in the CSC department and those who support for this organization, for this event organizing. And especially I would like to thank Wellar College. There is no boundaries for knowledge sharing that you have proved. So that because of the reason only, even I'm in my home sitting peacefully and I'm delivering the lecture for you guys. So Definitely, 100%. I would like to thank Weller College also. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Nitya, ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Thank
kindly
you, sir.
conclude.
Thank you, sir. It was a really informative session for all of us. Hope all participants clear the doubts. Your most exciting talks on types of blockchain, public blockchain, Ethereum, and its component will be very useful for every participant. It was really an exciting session. We are sure all the participants would have attained a good knowledge on blockchain, Ethereum, etc. Once again, we thank you for your valuable ideas, which will certainly improve our ideas on blockchain. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants. So we will meet again tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. Thank you all.